In this video we are going to talk about 10 best comedies. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thousands of fans have cast their votes for the best comedy film of all time. Caddyshack, Blazing Saddles, and more films vie for first place. Number 10. Ferris Buellers Day Off, 1986. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a high school drama starring Matthew Broderick and Alan Ruck in the roles of Ferris Bueller and Cameron Fry. Based on the novel of the same name by Richard Peck, Ferris and his closest friend, Cameron, are determined to make the most of their time off from school, and they tour Chicago while escaping the unrelenting pursuit of the Dean of Students, who is after them. This film, like many other great comedies, has a strong appeal to one's anti-authoritarian instincts. While it's entertaining to watch Ferris deceive his way past parents, instructors, and restaurant managers, it's much more entertaining to watch the school's dean come oh so close to catching him time and again. On the other hand, Ferris, is not without his defects, and there are arguments both for and against his value as a friend. Number 9. Office Space, 1999. In the film Office Space, Ron Livingston and Gary Cole star as office worker Peter Gibbons and his boss, Bill Lombard, respectively, in the film. Before long, Peter and his co-workers come up with a plan to defraud the software company for which they all work. They've been under the control of cruel managers for years, and they've also almost died. A true scene stealer, Cole's portrayal of the arrogant Lombard is both amusing and uncomfortably familiar to many viewers, who will no doubt find his sardonic parody of the archetypical bad manager to be both painfully familiar and horribly humorous. Aside from Jennifer Aniston and Stephen Root, who both appear in the film as well-known characters, the legendary Lombard is one of the funniest comedic villains ever created. Number 8. Trading Places, 1983. Trading Places is a comedy starring Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, who portray a wealthy commodities director named Louis Winthorpe III and a beggar-slash-con artist named Billy Ray Valentine, respectively. After placing a bet on the subject of nature versus nurture, the brothers, who own Winthorpe's company, changed the social status of Winthorpe and Valentine as a result. It's possible that this wild comedy will appear a little darker than recent releases because Aykroyd's character is violently disenfranchised in both his career and personal life. While watching him and Murphy develop an unusual team throughout the film is a joy, it's even more satisfying to see the heartless brothers who orchestrated the experiment get what's coming to them in the end. Number 7. The Naked Gun, From the Files of the Police Squad, 1988. Among the characters in The Naked Gun, From the Files of the Police Squad are Police Lieutenant Frank Drebin and devious criminal Vincent Ludwig, played by Leslie Nelson and Ricardo Montalban. After getting cryptic clues about a case, Lieutenant Drebin uncovers a horrific scheme involving hypnotic assassination and other crimes against humanity. It's a zany parody that spoofs the police drama genre with splendorous hilarity, and it's the big screen adaptation of the hit television series Police Squad. Despite the fact that Leslie Nelson is in top form as a master of old-school slapstick comedy, the simplicity of the film's humor is almost childlike in its appeal to a younger audience. Number 6. Planes, Trains and Automobiles, 1987. The film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles stars Steve Martin and John Candy, who play marketing executive Neil Page and curtain ring salesman Del Griffith, respectively, in the role of Neil Page. As part of his attempt to go from New York to Chicago in time for Thanksgiving, Neil runs with the pleasant, but bothersome Del, who decides to accompany him on the voyage. Martin and Candy make one of the most memorable strange couples in cinema history, as this chalk and cheese pair bicker, banter, and bring out the best in one another during the course of the picture. Martin and Candy establish one of the most iconic odd couples in film history. Martin's exploding temper tantrums and Candy's endearing vulnerability provide numerous laughs, as well as a few that have lasted the test of time for their emotional impact. Number 5. Caddyshack, 1980. Among the actors who appear in Caddyshack are Chevy Chase and Rodney Dangerfield, who play Bushwood Country Club players Ty Webb and El Chervik. Because of their disdain for the rules, the rowdy duo of Ty and El irritate the club's co-founder and challenge him to a high-stakes game of golf doubles. In fact, the great Bill Murray steals a number of moments with his groundskeeper character's side plot of hunting down a wayward gopher in this classic comedy that isn't short on star power. Caddyshack is full of funny words, which isn't surprising because there is so much comedic talent in the movie. Number 4. Young Frankenstein, 1974. In the film Young Frankenstein, Dr. Frederick Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster are played by Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle, respectively. Dr. Frankenstein inherits a large estate in Transylvania from a dying relative. He then takes over the scientific experiments that his predecessor, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, started. In this parody of the classic monster myth, Wilder's comedic powers are employed to their utmost extent, despite the fact that he is better known for his brilliant depiction of Willy Wonka. Any self-proclaimed comedy fanatic should watch this film because of the clever writing and funny physical gags, as well as the perfectly over-the-top performance by the entire cast. Number 3. National Lampoon's Animal House, 1978. The Delta Tau Chi fraternity members John Bluto Blutarski and Eric Otter Stratton in the National Lampoon's Animal House are played by John Belushi and Tim Matheson in the film Animal House. Wild fraternity men make their college town even worse after bothering the college dean with their activities and running the risk of being kicked out of their fraternity house. Deltas is a wonderful comedy that takes viewers on a hilarious journey from beginning to end. The Deltas are led by John Belushi, who lends a frantic energy to the picture that sets the tone for the entire movie. If you watch the whole National Lampoon series, there's no doubt that the food fights and toga episodes are the most amusing parts of the whole thing. Number 2. Blazing Saddles, 1974. Among the characters in Blazing Saddles are a railroad worker named Bart and a gunslinger named Jim, played by Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder. After being selected as the sheriff of a town in desperate need, Bart teams up with Jim to take down the numerous baddies who are plotting to bring them both down. Mel Brooks' famed comic writer-director Mel Brooks' masterpiece is a brilliant spoof of traditional American Western films and is considered to be his best work. This masterwork, which subversively surprises spectators in ways that other filmmakers could only dream of, also carries a powerful message about racial equality that has stayed relevant in the nearly 50 years since the film's release. Number 1. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, 1975. Graham Chapman and John Cleese star as the famous figures of British folklore King Arthur and Sir Lancelot the Brave, respectively, in the Monty Python and the Holy Grail comedy. Following their refusal to pay a visit to Camelot, King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table are tasked by God with the task of locating the fabled Holy Grail. There is a light-hearted, schoolyard sense of humor to the Holy Grail that will appeal to audiences of all ages, and there is an almost infinite supply of gags that run from wonderfully ridiculous to ridiculously great. The Monty Python comedy trio delivers their best performance in this magnum opus, and despite the fact that it is just a comedy picture, it is unquestionably one of the most rewatchable films of the 1970s. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.
What's good, and thanks for watching this video on Top Movies. Once you subscribe to the page, type subscribe in the comments and we'll do our best to respond to all of you. See you on the next video.